What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast, episode 63. In this week's episode,
we're going way back.
68.
We 68.
We in 68. We in 68.
Yeah, we trying to figure it out. So we trying to figure it out. And I know we ain't 63. I know we ain't 63.
My memory about this long. You just said that to me before we went on. Hey, it's 68, man. D, we got a number 68, or we gonna skim on past that?
Ain't no 68s in sports, and if there is, we don't know. They on the bench.
All right. Well, this week's episode is the Vernon's episode, man. 68 is for Vernon's, man. Number 68.
Number 68, Vernon's. Hang it up.
Yeah, hang it up, man. That's one for us. Hey, let's get into the stars of the show, man. While we at it.
We're going straight to it.
Right into it.
Okay. Hey, look,
jump straight to it, and then we can jump to everything else after that.
And you know, I'm all for that. I told you yesterday I was giddy about getting to the episode today because I haven't had. I've had days where I had planned. I'm gonna smoke a cigar when I get off work. I'm gonna do it, and I haven't gotten to it. Show day. I'm like, all right, here we go. We got a day where I know I will be cutting and toasting and puffing on my cigar, hands down. No interruption, no nothing. And get my cigar time. So I've been craving the cigar time all week long. So yeah, I'm ready for it, man. Let's get to it.
You already know what you get? What you smoking this week? Or you,
yeah. I mean, it was a pretty easy choice for me. I went what I already had in the humidor for the last few days, or for the last few weeks actually. So I didn't go shopping today or anything like that. I had a few choices in the humidor, and it's somebody that we've smoked before. Sometimes we jump over them just because that name of who they are. We know it. I'm going with a Rocky Patel. Rocky Patel. I had this special edition sitting in the humidor for a while, and I have been wanting to get to it. So yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I want to see what this special edition has in store.
You know, it's interesting you bring up Rocky because it triggered my thought to a conversation we had off air on last week's episode. Well, not last week, but the last episode we recorded.
Yeah.
You mentioned saying about what each brand is in terms of luxury and
yeah,
they meet luxury standard or not.
Yeah.
You remember that? That's a conversation is to be had. I don't know if you want to have it today or not, but
if we got time, we get to it. But yeah, it was a very, for those who don't know what we're talking about, we had a very, very interesting conversation. I think it was after the show, right?
Yeah.
It was like immediately after the show, we started recording. And we kind of went into what brands kind of put you in what class. We went with like the automobile thing that we always talk about, whether it's in that Mercedes class, whether it's that Rolls Royce class, or whether we're talking Audi or Lexus, or is it a Camry? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that Honda is it reliable, but not luxurious, but reliable. It's gonna get you from point A to B, you know, or is it gonna get you from point A to B with a rough ride, or is it gonna get you there in that opulent ride? You know what I mean? So, Rocky Patel, we did. Ooh, do you remember what you said? Do you remember where you placed them?
I might have called them like a Lexus or Acura or something, man. I don't remember. What was it?
I think it was something like that. I was like, ooh, we're not gonna put them in that, at least that BMW Mercedes level, like brand.
I don't think Rocky there.
But no, maybe you said like Genesis or something. It's like a Genesis.
Did I? No, I didn't say Genesis for Rocky. I said Genesis for Oh, it wasn't Monte Cristo, was it? No, it wasn't that.
I think
you had a harsh take on Monte Cristo. No, Oliva. Oliva, I said was.
Yeah. Because it can get you there. It can get you there, and it gets you there nicely. It
almost feels luxurious, but it's just quite missing going to that next level to be a luxurious stick.
So is Rocky doing themselves a disservice? Do they not have enough that's in that class? That upper echelon class? This is Rocky we talking about. This is Rocky.
Rocky got some nice stuff, man, but I don't know what I can't name the cigar I had that gave me luxurious vibes.
Like it gave you good vibes. It felt good, but nothing that just felt like over the top. It wasn't Cohiba. It wasn't Placencia.
The stuff that
you know what
Placencia has made me feel at a point, and the stuff that
Rocky has never made you feel that way.
Cohiba has made me feel. Rocky's never made me feel that way.
I think I have to agree with you.
Love them.
We didn't put it this way when we talked about it before. Like you see it like, oh, that's nice. It might be fun to drive every now and then, but I don't want one in my garage. I'll rent one. If I'm on a trip, I'll rent one. Now that I think about it, now that you put it that way, I don't think I've ever had a Rocky that just made me like. And I have some favorites that are Rocky that's in my top 10 for sure. Yeah. But nothing that's ever really just made me go, ooh.
Oof. Rocky has cigars that give you that can become your favorite, and they're really good everyday cigars. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be stuff that has a home in your humidor all the time. But
all the time, yeah.
It's something that's just like, all right, let me go pull this out right here to go celebrate this big deal I just
special got. Occasion, you know
special occasion stick. I don't know. Like, I don't know that I pull the Rocky out with the champagne bottle and be like, let's get right.
Oh, that's hard on Rocky, man.
Nah, it ain't hard. I don't even mean it hard. Like, I just don't know that I celebrate with a Rocky, but do I pull Rocky out at the cookout and we have a good time? Most definitely. Do I go to the cigar shop and sit down and smoke at the lounge with a Rocky? Yeah. I even take Rocky to the club. You know what I'm saying?
But a seven-figure deal, Rocky ain't it.
I don't close a 7-figure deal with Rocky, man. I don't get on the boat with Rocky and go for the
Rocky goes to the club with you, but Rocky ain't on the boat with you. Rocky at the cookout.
Rocky at the cookout. He the homie.
You know, but he ain't on the yacht.
He ain't on the yacht though.
But since he come on, you on the yacht.
Yeah, man. Like, it's just a element of sexy that's missing from the Rocky Patel cigars, man. This feel like hate, man, because I love Rocky so much, man, but it's just his sticks don't go to that level, man. They don't go to that
Rocky.
Level. They just well done.
Hey, look, all love from the cigar guys, the Vernon cigar guys. Rocky, gotta deliver. You gotta deliver. Give me that Davidoff. Give me that Cohiba.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
give me that Placencia.
Now, do Rocky have some cigars that go hand in hand against some Cohibas? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah, without a doubt. But when Cohiba when Cohiba said, let me get on my job, like, I don't see Rocky going to that next level. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Quality over quantity, Rocky. You got to give me one. You got to give me one.
Balance. He's a balance between the two. He gives you quality and quantity, but that extra emphasis on quality, where it's just like, all right, I'm about to just knock your socks off. You know, I ain't really had that, man. Like, you know.
It's just hard to hear. I get what you're saying, and I agree.
It's hard to say, bro.
But now just breaking it down, it's hard to hear. Hard to say, hard to hear. But hey,
it don't feel good saying it, you know. But
it is what it is, man. It's what it is. So what you got?
I have a Nica Rustica, Connecticut broadleaf by Drew Estate.
Okay. Yeah.
Doc by.
I've seen those before. I've never grabbed one. Yeah.
The smell off this is one of those ones that make you go, ooh, that smells delicious. Like, it just, I know you talk mess about people that smell, man, but.
I've started to do it now myself. I like to smell my cigars now.
It's just something there to it.
I was like, it's weird.
Not all of them.
Yeah, at first I was weird, but, you know, now when I took this out the wrapper, I was not on camera when I did it, and I did.
Just look, extra something for your palate, man. You know what I'm saying? But look,
get you ready. It's just something to get you ready. It get you something to get you ready.
Hey man, we becoming old creepy guys, man. Like that's all it is. Old creepy dudes, man.
Sniff it real quick.
Let me get a sniff of that good. This is sniffing the panties is what we doing, man. This is
so to get you ready. Get your mind right. Know what you're getting into.
But hey, look, this one right here has got a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper by the name. Hence, I got a Nicaraguan origin and Mexican San Andres binder.
Okay.
With some Nicaraguan fillers.
And for me, Nicaraguan and Ecuador Habano. That's what we got. Origin Nicaraguan, wrapper Ecuador Habano.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into it, man. I got to snip this little pigtail, I guess is what they call it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, while we was on the subject, though, of I'm going to go straight cut on that, by the way, just because of this.
Mm-hmm.
But while we on the subject of luxury and whatnot, we one of the brands we get on that's supposed to be considered the Rolls Royce of cigars. Let's talk about them for a moment. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, when you said that, I already knew. Because I don't know how they got I don't know who gave them that title, who likened them to that and said yes. Because I don't see it.
Let's get into that, right?
Let's talk about it.
YouTube channel by the name of Cigars Daily, and shout out to Cigars Daily. Posted a video a while back, sometime recently here, discussing Ghurka and the hate for Ghurka online.
Mm-hmm.
He says there's only two types of opinions on Ghurka. Either you love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
Yeah, it's true.
I won't argue with that. Now, also, he's got a theory behind it. His theory is those that love Ghurka started smoking it at a certain period of time, and those that hate it started smoking it at a different period of time, and that's why the opinions differ. So, he says that, we'll start from the top. He said this goes all the way back to the 90s, when Ghurka came out in the late 90s. I'll give you the backstory. They came out in the late 90s. There was also followed by a cigar boom in the early 2000s where there were more smokers coming in. There was a difficulty in people being able to roll enough cigars to supply the smokers. So inventory, there started being a rush on trying to get it out. They started finding new ways to manufacture it. It's the online boom also going around the same time. He says throughout this time, the people with brick and mortar shops were able to sell their cigars at a particular price, but the people online, because they didn't have rent and all these other overhead costs, they were able to charge a cheaper amount. So he said there were times you would see people selling cigars for 93% off and all these crazy amounts. Now, what happens is the reputation of being the Rolls Royce of cigars, that started when they first hit the scene. Ghurka hit the scene, they were supposed to be just killing it. The internet boom, where people started selling their cigars for all these cheap, low prices, created a situation where Ghurka couldn't keep up with manufacturing. So therefore, they started losing out on some quality, trying to compensate for quantity that was needed throughout the time. So all the people that hate Ghurka began to hate them throughout a time where they started losing some quality. You know what I'm saying? In the production of the cigar. He says about 7, 8 years ago, they started rebranding, started reblending their cigars, and now they're trying to become, more respectable. So he feels like the people that like Ghurka come from the people who've been smoking it more recently. And of course, he says there's always going to be that went back, revisited, still don't like it. But in general, that's the case. So interesting to hear that's the story of Ghurka, how they where they were at.
So in our cases, for timeline, was that?
We're the latter. The people.
Yeah. We're the latter. We got to the cigar game about 13, 14 years ago. So our first experiences were with mid 2000s Ghurka, the 2010 and up Ghurka. Not the 90s Ghurka.
Mm-hmm.
But then, Ghurka has been, we've written them off. But even after writing them off, like Brickhouse, I smoked them, wrote them off, never revisited. But Ghurka, for some reason, I continue to give them chance after chance. And I think even on the show, we smoked them at least twice on the show.
Yeah,
and also dedicated the whole episode to Ghurka. And this is within the last 2 years. And close but no cigar. Pun intended. So, I mean, I get the sentiment and maybe the breakdown of the understanding of, okay, yeah, they might have been killing it back then. And then they might have dropped off for quantity purposes. And you're just trying to get numbers out there and make the sales. But then trying to get back to quality, still got a long way to go if you ask me. We've smoked them, gave them chance after chance and said, maybe we were unfair. We were unfair to Perdermo. We even went back to Brickhouse and had some mixed reviews about Brickhouse still. But Ghurka, for some reason, it just literally, again, pun intended, leaves a bad taste in my mouth. You know what I mean? I just have not seen enough. And maybe they're just, going across the board as far as like trying to hit everybody's palate and not specifically sitting on, let me just go ahead and create one phenomenal cigar that more majority of cigar smokers can enjoy just to get my name back in good graces.
Right.
I don't know. But I'm not seeing it. So I have to highly disagree with the sentiment of, they just went through a bad spell and they're just trying to get back to quant because 13 years, 14 years, I ain't seen it.
Still ain't got that blend right.
Still ain't got it right.
Yeah.
And this is by smoking multiple Ghurkas. Not just one and done, not just two and not three, not even three strikes you out.
Yeah.
We give them chance after chance.
Yeah, man. It's we fall in the group of people that just don't rock with Ghurka, man. And he was telling the people, I haven't seen this, but he said that people online that'll see a turd on the ground from a dog and take a picture and be like, look, it's a Ghurka on the grass. So like apparently people hate it.
Like, despise Ghurka. And I can see why. And like we try to give them opportunity to prove themselves to us. And some people have completely written them off, and we just held out hope that maybe they might be all right. But because we don't want to be unfair where we warrant those low ratings, those less than favorable reviews. We try to be fair. Even with spice. We've even come back and said, maybe we were looking at spice wrong.
Right.
And we've had a turn of opinion in a sense. Ghurka just ain't seen it. Not from us. Not our way.
Yeah.
Not our way.
I agree with you, man. Speaking of, this cigar is supposed to have some spice in it, which is how I ended up with it. So I've been turned on it. You know what I'm saying? So Ghurka has the ability to turn me. Just take some of the leather out your sticks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to...
take all of the leather out. Yes, take all... If you... And that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe just creating a cigar that everybody could love. Like, if leather is their underlying tone for most of their cigars, and not everybody's going to like that leather, dial that leather all the way back. Take it all the way out. And start with a cigar there. And then start creating some that's going to bring that leather back. And regain those Ghurka lovers who really love that leather. But I guarantee you the majority of cigar smokers not looking for leather in their stick. Majority.
Yeah. And but you know what? And this is what I would have to say could be the issue with Ghurka. If they went that long putting their quantity over quality, they're always going to be at war between the two. Like, Ghurka's figured out that they can make money doing a certain thing, and it sounds like they're in the business of making money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they're ever going to really put primary focus on entirely on the blend and quality anymore. Been there, done that. And they've been doing business too long one particular way. I don't think they're gonna go all the way back, man. I think this is what it is we expect for them. They accept their reputation and they accept their fan base, and they seem cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even with the reblends and the rebrand.
And in some instances, and in a sense, that's fine. That's fine. You know, we've always talked about selling to your audience. If you're happy with your audience, you know, you're not going to be for everybody. Not everybody's going to love you, but you can make a living and be very successful in just aiming towards your niche, right, hitting your audience. And if Ghurka, they're fine with hitting their niche, then just be there. I'm just not going to be in your niche.
There you go.
I'm just not going to be in it.
There you go. And a lot of other people, apparently, you know what I'm saying, they ain't going to be in your niche either. But God bless them. But anyway, man, you know, because we always ride on Ghurka. I thought that was a pretty interesting story. Wanted to put their story out there for people, you know, and you can feel how you feel about Ghurka after hearing it, but it don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep riding on it until I have a reason to not. Yeah,
there you go.
I gotta see something that comes out with Ghurka and they say, yo, this is the one, and then I might be some reservation and some hesitation. But I'll pick it up. If Ghurka comes out with one, they said this is the one, I'll pay him some attention. I ain't got no problem with that.
Nah, not if Ghurka say this the one. I got to hear the people saying.
I got to hear the people saying. It's got to be overwhelming. It's got to be overwhelming.
I ain't listening to nothing Ghurka got to say no more. Because they've been running with that Rolls Royce thing. And
yeah, time to let that go. If that was something from 95, you're talking almost 30 years ago, let that go. Let that go.
Yeah, man. Let it go, bro. You run, you more like a, man, I don't even know what to describe them as, man. I'm going to just say one of them little electric cars.
Nah, a Yaris.
Yeah, you're the Yaris.
Or, matter of fact, even better than this. You remember when the, what's that car? The Prius. Remember when the Prius came out? And everybody was kind of hot on the Prius? Yo, you can get like 500 miles on a tank of gas or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not quite what the electrical cars are, but it's kind of in that vein, but it's not quite hitting it, but it's not going to get you what a strong fuel power vehicle is going to give you. And it's just like kind of just left in the wind now. It's like, okay, electric cars are getting people miles on electricity, but then we ain't performing like, you know what I'm saying, a normal, regular car or whatever. No, we're just Prius. We're just here trying to find our way.
That's
at one point, them Priuses stood out. They was ugly. They was ugly, but they was ugly for a purpose, though, because it was distinct. Like, you know, that was a Prius. You know, you get that car, you're going to be able to drive a few states with just filling up one time.
Yeah.
That's Ghurka.
Very accurate. That's accurate.
Ghurka is Prius.
You're a Prius.
You might have been special at one point in time, but nobody cares about you now.
A spark when you started, but now you just garbage. Man, hey, look, you want to take this into what you were saying about what brands? About your top 5 luxury brands? And
we can do it.
Come on, let's just run right into it, because I wanted to hear some names, because I got 2 or 3 out of you that day. Yeah,
something like that. I can't remember. My memory's a little fuzzy on exactly what I said, what my correlations were, but the sentiment's probably still the same. So
let's hear your top 5 luxury cigar brands.
My top 5
define luxury cigar. Break it down for people.
Okay, so when I say luxury, I'm talking about top-notch luxury. So when I say Mercedes, we talk about the best of the best when it comes to Mercedes, the Benzes, the S63 or the Mercedes Maybach, top of the class. If I'm talking about Rolls Royce, we're talking about that Ghost, Phantom. We're talking about that high up there. We're not talking about your E-Class, even though I love the E-Class. We're not talking about your BMW 7 Series. Yeah. And those I said 7 Series and E-Class. And to me, 7 Series and E-Class are It's not S class and 7 series. It's E class
You
and 7 series.
disrespected some people. I caught it. You disrespected the whole.
and I wanted to make sure I clarify that so they know that it was intentional.
It was some disrespect behind that, bro. I caught it. You know, I was gonna point it out once you slowed down that you disrespected a lot of people just now.
So that's that second tier. Those are what you're looking at, like your nice vehicles, but just not quite hitting that rim. But we're talking about like Mercedes Maybach. We're talking about your top of the line Ghost or whatever. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about these cigars.
Bentley?
You know what? Yes, even Bentley.
What?
Yes. Because I okay. Outside of BMW, and just BMW, sometimes it's just pure what's the word? When somebody goes rivalry hate. But Bentley, I don't have a reason to have a rivalry hate against them. It's just they're just not hitting me in my soul, right? So that's where my disdain for Bentley comes. It's just when I see it, it just doesn't resonate with me. But I see what they're trying to do. I can see where somebody can say that's luxury to them. I can see where somebody can say that, yeah, that's top notch to them. I can see it. I can get it. I understand. Okay? Just not for me. It's just not where I usually lean towards. All right, so let me get into it. So when I'm talking about my top luxury when it comes to cigars, I'm thinking Davidoff. I haven't had the best Davidoff yet. That is to come. But I'm thinking Davidoff. Davidoff is going to give me that upper echelon. Plasencia is going to give me that upper echelon. That's my Maybach right there.
Okay.
Plasencia is my Maybach. Cohiba's going to be a nice ride, man. Cohiba might even be my Maserati or something like that. My Quattro port.
Some people would say that's not a luxury car, though, man.
Some people would. But to me, and that price tag says it is too. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even say a Quattro port because for some reason, like the higher Cohibas that I've smoked, they're a little bit more calm and chill than that rev of that engine would have been. So I would probably put them in that. I would probably put them in that Rolls Royce vibe. Because even with the Kobe I smoked on the last episode, I believe was that last episode. Like it just handled everything just so smooth. Like when you talk about that smooth ride of a Rolls, it's just smooth. And I think that's what Cohiba gives me. Like I said, that Plasencia, that Maybach, because it just has all the bells and whistles. Like it just hits you everywhere. Everywhere that you want to be hit when it comes to your cigar smoking experience, it hits you, and it hits you just right. And it's like Maybach like has everything involved in the vehicle that you could just ever want in a car.
My waves, am I wavy?
Yeah, you still wavy on my side.
Okay, cool. Continue.
Mm-hmm. So what we at? That's 3? Yeah,
that's 2. 3. You said Davidoff, Plasencia, Cohiba.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, so we got 2 more. 2 more that's top notch. Luxury. Monte Cristo. Monte Cristo hits me there.
I thought you said they weren't last time when we talked off air.
I think, but I like going back and thinking like right now, like, okay. I think what we said last time, it was like right at that turning point, that turning tier.
Yeah. It was on the cusp.
It was on the cusp. But I'm thinking about my experiences too. Like anytime I have smoked a Monte Cristo, I absolutely loved it. Like it's taking me there. It's taking me there. I've had more.
Monte Cristo's taking me there more than Rocky has.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so okay, yeah. So it might be on that cusp because I have smoked Monte Cristo and it hasn't taken me there. But then when I've had a really good Monte Cristo, I was left with that yes. Yeah.
I agree with that.
So
I've had some that didn't take me there. I've gone there a lot with them too.
You've gone there with Monte Cristo. And then Liga, man, my Ligas, whether it's that T52 or number 9, I'm torn a lot of times when it comes to that Liga. That Liga is either that T52 or that number 9. Honestly, I probably would say number 9 right now. But then if I smoke a T52, I'll be like, yeah, this is it. But then I'm smoking number 9, be like, yeah, nah, this is it. It's kind of one of those things.
Okay,
but the Liga provider number 9. I'm gonna say number 9 right now.
Them T series have taken you to that whole same place that the Cohibas have taken you, that the Monte Cristos, the Davidoffs, and the Plasencias have gone.
Yeah, I'm thinking more so number 9 than the T's, but number 9. Okay. Yeah, number 9 right now. I'm gonna say number 9 for right now until I smoke another T and then be like, yeah, I love this. But it's taking me there. It's taking me there.
That was probably your original brand.
Yeah, I think that was probably my. I think that was my original favorite brand. My original favorite, top notch. When I'm thinking luxury, I'm thinking Liga Privada. But then, of course, we've gone to it, exploring more Cohibas, and I'm saying, yeah. And then we ran into Plasencia, and it's like all bets are off. And then I finally had the courage to pick up Davidoff. I've seen Davidoff in before last year. I would see him and that price point. And I stopped being afraid of that price point and just went for it. And I was so glad I did. So now, yeah, Liga, you have some company. I don't know how to rank you, but you got some company. Plasencia is in your company. Davidoff is in your company. So here we go.
So Drew Estate got there and Rocky didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at the fact that Drew went there and Rocky didn't, though.
Yeah.
It sounds almost blasphemous, but I'm not mad at it because they occupy the same type of company. They're like the same type of company.
They do. But they gave you Liga Privada. They went out on a ledge and said, we're going to offer Liga Privada, and this is going to be our top-notch name, sign, and when you see that this is the best of Drew Estate. Now, you have a Nick Rustica, and I haven't smoked it before, so you'll give us your review of it. But in my opinion, what I'm thinking when I see the Nick brandings of Drew Estate, that's not the Liga Privada. So they put a whole. It's kind of like when Hyundai gives you the Genesis branding. They say, yes, we're Hyundai. This is our Genesis.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Drew Estate did. And that's what Rocky needs to do. And say, yeah, all right, this is what we got. We're Rocky, but this is our big boy. This is our heavy hitter.
But Drew does that a lot, though. Drew is so low-key with Drew. That's like a part of their business. You know what I'm saying? Is where they partner with a lot of people, and then they drop their stuff under whole new names.
Yes, absolutely. Because I've had some times where I'm like, Drew Estate makes that? It's a Drew Estate cigar? Oh, them Fat Bottom Betty, that's Drew Estate? Oh, right. Man.
Yeah.
So
this Nica Rustica, I had it in my hand before I figured out it was Drew Estate. Oh, it's Drew Estate. Okay, cool. So that's part of their company, which is interesting because I guess in a way it keeps them hot. You know what I'm saying? Because it keeps them from, I guess, their name being so out there, even though their name is so out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're able to kind of stay under the radar, but still stay relevant at the same time.
Yeah, because I would say this, because I think it allows them to do what Rocky does, but then not wear out their welcome like Rocky does. Because I've seen some cases where people get sick of seeing Rocky. Man, it's too much Rocky, and we love Rocky, but then I can see where the hate towards Rocky might come. Like not hate, but haters, being hated on. Yeah. And that's what happens in Rocky's case a lot of times.
Rocky drop a lot of sticks, man.
Because he got to put that RP band on everything. RP.
Yeah.
He's gonna let you know this is a Rocky.
Rocky's too in your face. Drew Estate's in your face just as much. but more subtly done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Rocky actually could protect the brand a whole lot more if some of these experiments, he put them up underneath a
You know
small
what?
company.
And check this out. Like I've said this before in the past, man, it was 2012. I bought a Kia SUV. And I thought the Kia was dope. I was like, yeah, this Kia is pretty nice. It got everything in it that other cars would want, but nobody would look at this Kia because it's a Kia. And my thought then was, man, if you took the badge off of these vehicles, a lot of times people wouldn't even know what's what. It's kind of like your designer clothes sometimes or whatever. Just take the tag off. You take the tag off, some of these lesser brands could hang with the bigger brands just because they got no tag on it. Yeah. It's that logo they see. And that's why a lot of times you'll see logos, brands rebrand their logo so it looks different and then catches your eye again. Then it takes you a while to associate them with what you usually know because brands usually stick out before their actual product does. Right. You know, that logo sticks out before that product does. Shout out to Mercedes because, hey, that badge. See that TriStar coming. You know what it is.
It's a good point, man. It's a good point.
And BMW's ugly badge.
Who is it kind of is though. Look, who would you say? And I guess we kind of answered it already, but is Drew Estate the better brand between Rocky and Drew?
We doing that on this show?
Might as well. Let's go for it. This sounds like we taking a dump on Rocky, and this is.
And we started this is jump. We're gonna do that right now, right here, right now, in the moment.
We've so
much better brand.
We pretty much said it without saying it. So
I don't know if I'm ready to make that statement just yet. Rocky.
Is this the nostalgia kicking in? Is this why?
Oh man. No, it's just hard. It's just tough to come up with that. Who's the better brand? Like we just got done taking a dump on Rocky a little bit, and we just got done bigging up Drew Estate a little bit, right? But I'm not gonna go off that energy and just say, oh, we've been bigging up Drew Estate, and Drew Estate got one of my. Okay, I'm gonna say this: Drew Estate has one of my top fives, right? Rocky does not have any of my top fives right now. But I'm gonna say I probably have more fond Rocky sticks than I have fond Drew Estate sticks.
You talking about in the history of your cigar smoking?
History. We're talking about Edge. We're talking about the 55. We're talking about the Royale. This one I'm smoking right now is actually pretty good. We'll get to that later. But I've had some Rockies that I actually just like really fond of. Who's the better brand?
So what I'm doing is I'm getting caught up in the moment. What have you done for me lately? Is what you're saying, and I'm smoking Drew Estate too, by the way.
I'm smoking Rocky, by the way. Yeah. I'm smoking Rocky, smoking Drew Estate, and then we having this conversation. Okay, All right, okay. So you didn't ask me who has the better cigars. You asked me who's the better brand. That's what we're sticking with. That's what we focus on.
Brand. We ain't got to say who got the best cigars.
Okay. Who's the better
brand? Who's doing the best right business wise? And
in 2023,
cigars matters too, though. But that's only
quarter. Okay. Quarter 4 of 2023. Right now, in this very moment, Drew Estate is the better brand, better company, better. Better business approach at this point right now.
Yeah. I feel like that's a come from behind too, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's come from behind. Like Rocky was up high on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Has been just chipping away little by little.
That's why I want to preference and emphasize late 2023, right now. We're not talking about last year. We're not talking about 2015. We're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Drew Estate is in the league.
Yeah. Historically, Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky Patel, historically. You know what I'm saying? But as of today, it just feels like Drew got him. You know what I'm saying? It feels like Drew got him. But at the same time, it don't feel like that's a dub in the book. It feels like Rocky could at any point take it. Because Rocky active enough to take it. It's just
Rocky
a
active.
good year and Rocky back as that guy again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Rocky got cigar lounges. Drew Estate, where you ain't even hit that side yet.
Yeah.
But when we just talking about putting the bands on sticks and selling across the board, I just think Drew Estate got a more impactful imprint right now. I just think they got a more and keep in mind, Rocky and Drew Estate got some collaboration. The whole Java line.
Yeah, they partners. You know
we love that. We love that. So we're not pitting them against each other, but we are.
Okay, look at it this way. And some people could take it this way. Drew Estate could just be hot right now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And Rocky's like, I've been the king forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had a hot year, but I'm still that guy overall. Like you said, because Rocky's doing cigar lounges and he's just expanding the culture, which we patted him on the back for that, you know, in the past. But at the same time, like, you got to compliment Drew Estate's rise from really looking like exclusively partnering with companies to really becoming their own juggernaut. You know what I'm saying?
And they've become their own juggernaut by saying, "Hey, let's team up, let's partner up. Mm-hmm. Let me get in the company over here and get into the company of this cigar line over here, and let's bring it together." They've been building together more so than Rocky has been building separately on his own, doing his own thing in-house. You know, I know his brothers have started doing their own cigar lines and stuff like that beside Rocky, but I think that's the only outside collaboration that I can think of right now. Like, I could be wrong. Like, I guess if we do the research, we can find out who all Rocky collaborated with, but it feels like Rocky hasn't collaborated much outside of his umbrella, outside of the house. But Drew Estate is just out in the streets. Just street teams. We get into it. We're gonna meet up with this people over here. We're gonna collaborate over here. We just bring everybody in, get everybody involved, and we just, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, we'll put it like this then. Let's say this. It feels like Drew Estate got the momentum, but maybe Drew need about another 2-3 years of this before we can really hand it off and say he got the crown. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got the crown, but they headed in a direction to take it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I would say this. So Monte Cristo has teamed up with Plasencia. Whoever makes a move towards Plasencia next, whether it's Drew or Rocky, who's ever the first one to make that move, might be the winner.
Bro, and this is where it gets weird. Because if I had to, I would look forward to that Drew Estate partnership a lot more than that Rocky Patel partnership with Plasencia.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew that was coming. That's when you said that. I was like, that's exactly what he's about to say.
Bro, because Drew don't miss partnerships, bro.
Yeah, but I was going to say that. They don't miss. They don't miss. When they collab, them collabs is hot. They features is hot.
Right, they features is the best features in the game, bro. Like, if they partner with Plasencia, it's gonna be a problem in these streets, bro. I'm telling you, like, whoo, I don't know if Rocky and Plasencia gonna collab like that. It's like when you get them rap songs and you think it's gonna be like a hot one, and you like, kind of disappointed in that one.
Too much ego, too much bravado. You know what I'm saying? Like, matter of fact, remember one time,
Rocky and Plasencia would make Black Republican if they got together. It would be like, dang.
Like, man, this was supposed to be a hot collab. Why was it? And it ain't it. Like, for some reason, Nas and Jay-Z just don't have good collaborations to me. Like, you would hope that it would be better, even though with the joint they did on Khaled's last album, it was all right. Sorry, not sorry.
They all been on that same.
Matter of fact, like, you remember when Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey did a song together and they was performing together?
Yeah.
You got two vocal powerhouses. Like, you just like, yo, these they about to get together and do something. It was all right.
The chemistry just don't be there. And I think a lot of times that comes from them guys don't work in the studio together, man. They just be like emailing tracks and they already ain't got no chemistry, so. The type of songs Nas do, Jay don't do. The type of songs Jay do, Nas traditionally don't do. And I feel like that's what would happen if Rocky and Placencia got together. It would just be that. And Drew Estate is just like what T-Pain was to the early to the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like
get them features. He gonna get you some hooks.
He gonna give you them hooks, boy. It's gonna be a hit. Like radio ain't gonna be able to go away from it. Like.
Whew, that Drew and Placencia, that mix would be nice. That would be nice.
Give me something to dream about right there. Please, somebody from Drew Estate hear this. Please hear it. Y'all ain't got no pride with reaching out to companies and doing partners. Please partner with Placencia. Please.
Why not?
Yeah, them more so than Monte Cristo or anybody else. Like get with them.
And it was a cool collab. It was a cool collab. We liked it.
Which one?
The Monte Cristo Placencia collab.
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool. I had higher hopes for that also, but it was good. It was good though. You know what I'm saying? Might be about what Rocky would give us if they got it with him. You know what I'm saying?
Probably so.
Maybe not. You hesitated. And I hesitated when I let it go out my mouth. I'm sorry, Rocky. I wanted to build you back up, man. I wish Rocky could feel our hearts, like, and know that he's really one of our all. Was Rocky in our top 5?
Oh, I think he was in our top 5. Yeah, when we did our 50th episode.
Yeah.
Our overall top 5, I believe Rocky made it. Got to go back and revisit the tape.
Mention. Rocky might have been honorable mention, bro. He might have been honorable mention. I don't think Rocky.
I think Oliva was honorable mention.
Yeah, Oliva was honorable mention.
But I think Rocky made it.
Okay. Man. Hey, man, you want to shift gears for a second, man, before we get into these reviews? And this might be long-winded, man, but we kind of touched on this before we got on air. We were talking about, I said something to you about the root of all evil being money. Yeah. And I was just wanting to touch on that, man. Just people always say money's the root of all evil. And I have a counter argument to that people tend to do a lot more evil when they don't have money. And that's what you see in the news is people without money doing bad things. People who down on their luck doing desperate things. You know what I'm saying? And the people that are rich, we always have a conspiracy theory. And I'm giving the short answer to this. So, I'm leaving a lot of room for somebody to be like, try to tear holes in my argument. But everything anybody ever told you about being rich and rich people doing bad stuff, this all comes from some type of conspiracy you've been told. But we ain't never seen the real evidence of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, on a consistent basis. Not a one-off scenario.
I would say this.
On a consistent basis.
I would say this is certain dollar amount levels. We're not in those rooms. We're not in those rooms. So we don't know the conversations. We don't know the intentions. We don't know the moves that people with a certain dollar amount, what kind of moves they making, and if it's a evil move or not. And I think the biggest thing that comes with the idea of money, especially when it's a lot of money, people start getting a lot of money, is that greed. Is that love of money leading to greed and making people do whatever they got to do to get more money. So yes, in that aspect, I'm saying the root of evil is money is root of evil, or the love of money is root of all evil. But on our levels, hey, for most people that we know, you give them some money, they ain't bothering nobody. They just gonna take their money and they gonna go chill. Yeah. Be out the way. You ain't got to worry about me. I ain't got to rob. I ain't got to loot. I ain't got to steal. I ain't got to scheme. And then
which one is the higher percentage of the population?
It's to us. We're the higher percentage of the population.
That's all we can judge by. That's a good scope to judge people by.
Yeah, if I just get a little something, I'm out the way. And I ain't got to get pulled over for my tags being expired because I can go ahead and pay the taxes and get this done. I ain't got to worry about having to figure out how to pay this rent. I ain't got to go do X, Y, and Z just to get or when Christmas come around, I ain't got to go rob people and break through cars and stuff like that. You'll see a lot of those common crimes dial back when more money is flowing.
Right.
More so than those big dollars.
Then wouldn't it be better to assess what 1% of the population would do based off of being able to assess what 99% of people would do?
Yeah. It would be better.
So what you said earlier about we don't know what's going on in the rooms, that goes back to the conspiracy of it. We don't know, so we just
speculate.
We're speculating and assuming the worst, but because the average person can't wrap their mind around how you get that much money. You got to be doing something wrong. Ain't no way you got that much money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and the biggest thing, I think the huge issue is when it comes to control of money. Like, one thing I never really understood was people in crimes, criminal activity when it comes to money, or people like tax stuff, and like it honestly, when you look at money, especially the way money is now, it's all digital. It's all a number. You don't see it. It doesn't really exist other than a number on your screen. I log into my Bank of America app or my Navy Federal app, and I see a number. And that's how much money I got. But I don't see the money. I just see what a computer's telling me I got.
Yeah.
I just see what a direct deposit from DFAS gave me. I guess I got some money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then people get in trouble and go to jail and have to do jail time for tax this and all of these weird things when it comes to money. And who's just said like and it's all fictitious in a sense. So people doing jail time, prison time for fictitious made up numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Come down to that. It can come to that.
That's wild.
Hey, speaking of criminals, though, even your biggest crime people, like your biggest drug dealers and your biggest mob guys, once they get to a certain number of money, what do? Most of them all have stories of how they go back and help the community once they reach a certain point.
True.
Like, you know, any of them, you know what I'm saying? As feared as Escobar was, Pablo Escobar was, he was beloved by a lot of people in this country also.
A lot of people, like, yeah, truth. Because they were doing a lot of philanthropic things to the community to where this is beneficial. And then their motto was they don't harm anybody or hurt anybody who are civilians. If you're out of the game, this is all in-house. So, matter of fact, just last year or early this year, I can't remember when it was. Maybe early this year, I was big on mob stories, man. I was just mafia, mob, whatever. Yeah. I was just documentary after documentary, movie after movie. And a lot of them committed some heinous murders and things like that, but never saw them as doing wrong because they're not doing anything against the general population. They saw themselves as more heroes than people who did bad things, even though they killed people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, but they like, this has nothing to do with anything out here.
Their own moral structure within the business they were doing.
Yeah. Just like a soldier, they looked at it as a soldier go to combat, they might have to kill somebody.
Yeah.
To make it back home or to meet a mission. So, not that I'm doing anything bad. Yeah, I might have like 10 bodies, 20 bodies, but it was business.
For the greater good.
Yeah, for the greater good. And then you're going to see so many more thousands of people eat off of me doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
To get what I'm getting because now I'm providing. I'm providing a means. I'm employing. I'm giving money. I'm getting people off the streets. Even though we might be providing things to the streets, but I'm getting people off the streets. It's a whole way, but I was fascinated by it for like a good 6 months, man. Fascinated by it.
That's a great correlation you made to the Army and just street life. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that is how a lot of those guys and those mafias and mobs view it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have their own ethics. You know what I'm saying? They're not just moving recklessly. It's very organized. Like,
Very organized. Yeah, organized crime.
Unlike our street crime, unlike our gangs and stuff. You know what I'm
saying? So the gangs of people who with no money, they're more reckless and more heinous with their movements. It's just like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have money. Now, if they have money, they might be more organized.
That's what I'm getting at, bro. Like, money is the root of evil, man. It just might be some garbage, man. That people
it's a lot of gray area. It's a lot of gray area. Yeah, and like we were talking about before we got on, is the fact that that idea could be a spooking idea, just to spook you from wanting to go get more money. Oh no, I should only want to have but so much money, because if I want more money, then I'm being evil, because I shouldn't be chasing money. I shouldn't be doing this to get money. So let me lay off and let me just stay broke and stay humble and stay meek and whatever. Like, yeah, that's all good and fine. But who's to say you can't have, you shouldn't have more money? You shouldn't want to go get, you shouldn't want to obtain opulence.
Yeah. Opulence, man. Opulence.
Say
it a bunch
of times. The age of opulence. Age of opulence.
Yeah, man. It's upon us, man. It is upon us. Let's get into these stick reviews, though, brother.
Let's do it. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and go first. Let me at him.
Go on to cook.
All right, so Rocky Patel Special Edition. This a purple and white band. Special edition for a reason. It's really good. So we dumped on Rocky Patel a whole episode, but so far I'm only through the first third, and I'm expecting for this cigar to really have an even flavor palette, right? So what I've gotten was a lot of nuttiness, some smooth, creamy cocoa flavors, which is very welcome for me. I was expecting a little bit of spice because it's Rocky, but almost none. So I was kind of disappointed by that. You know, I was like, all right, we just want Rocky. Rocky gonna go hit me with some pepper in the beginning, and I got very little pepper in the beginning. It came over like with that like nice, smooth, strong, nutty, earthy tones, right? Just good cocoa, and that's what I've gotten so far in that first third. But really enjoyable. It's like one of those cookout sticks. Would I take this on a yacht just yet? Probably not, but really enjoyable. Probably it might be one of my favorite Rockies. I'll probably put it in my top 5 favorite Rockies right now. And I would have this one compete against my 55s and my Royales and the Edge to say, hey, look, you can probably be one of my favorite Rockies. So I'm probably going to go ahead and smoke this one. Well, I will go ahead and smoke this one all the way through and probably pick up another one just to see, hey, is it really hit me where I'm thinking it should hit me? Yeah. So I'm going to rate this in the 4s. I'll let you know. Rate this in the 4s. So where we are right now through this first third going into the second third, I'm going to say a 4.1. I get a 4.1.
Okay. All right. And what was the name of that one more time?
It just says Special Edition, Rocky Patel Special Edition.
Special Edition. Okay.
Yeah, that's your
all right. So
your white and purple band.
There you go. So for me, I have the Nica Rustica, Connecticut Broadleaf by Drew Estate. That's about how far I got into it. I'm just entering my second third here. Pretty, just getting into it good, put it that way. So for me, my experience so far has been a good one. I would say it has been probably a medium body stick through and through. It has a very great aroma that I've been enjoying throughout the entire smoke. It's got a little bit of creaminess to it. It's got some earthiness to it. Good amount of toastiness on it. I would also say pick up on a little bit of nutty type coffee type notes and whatnot on it. Some of the smoke has a little bit of creaminess. I was told when I got this it was going to have some spice to it. The spice has been there very subtly only on the retrohale, but it has been there throughout it entirely. But I only pick up on it when retrohale. So I appreciate that spice. I was kind of hoping for a little more, just to kind of catch it throughout without retrohaling, but it was still there. So overall for me, I give this stick, I'm going to go with a 4.1 out of 5 also. Same score. And maybe a 4.1 don't really do justice to how much I really enjoyed the stick, because I really did. I would definitely pick this up again, but I just don't feel like giving it a 4.2. I feel like 4.1 is accurate. You know what I'm saying?
So right now we neck and neck with the Drew and the Rocky Patel.
The Drew is neck and neck.
4.1s and 4.1s for Rocky and Drew today. So that does not give us any separation from where we already were.
No separation.
We still where we at.
Where we at. Now with this cigar, everything was done extremely smooth though. Let me let that be known. It was done smooth to the point where it could smooth like the luxury companies do it. You know what I'm saying? But it something was missing to put it there. It was a great stick, bro. Great stick. I need to have it in the humidor. E-class. Great way to put it. This is E-class. You know what I'm saying? E-class stick. I like that.
Yeah. Well, there we are. Drew Estate versus Rocky. Who's gonna make that collab happen first with Placencia? Who gonna? It's probably gonna be Drew. Drew steps out the box first, more so than anybody else. So if anybody does
do it, Drew. Please do it.
I would love to see it happen.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Vernon's Week episode 68 of Vernon Cigars, man.
Get me a jersey, man.
Appreciate y'all, man. Always tuning in. And we'll get with y'all next week. Y'all keep them Rocky Patels and them Drew Estates up. Keep them Ghurkas down. We'll holler at y'all.
We out.